Oh, that's a good sit. Okay, shake. What a good shake. What a good shake. I'm going to talk about books now. Those things that you like to eat. Hi guys, I'm gonna look like the worst dog owner ever for a little bit because if I don't stop petting her, she's gonna just keep doing this, so I kind of have to ignore it. Oh, but look how adorable she is. I've mentioned in the past that Luna likes to chew up some of the books. So you can see our coffee table has wheels, and our system is a very, very clever system. We just move the coffee table to be between the bookshelves and this couch over here so that she can't get back there. It's really innovative for sure. Anyway, I wanted to let you guys know what Sean and I are going to be reading for this weekend. We're gonna try to do we're gonna try to do a 24-hour readathon, and I'm going to admit to all of you, I'm really dumb. Whenever I would see people say 24-hour readathon, I was under the impression that they were going to be reading as close to 24 hours as possible. And I'm like, that sounds like a very good way to make me not. It sounds like a very good way to make me not want to read. I watched Reagan from Peru's Project, who I have a total girl crush on. I was watching her 24-hour readathon, and I was like, oh, it's literally just you try to read as much as you can within 24 hours of a regular day of your life. You still go to sleep and stuff. I mean, maybe some people don't, and I happen to watch hers and like how she did it, but I like how she did it. So that's what we're gonna do starting this evening. We're gonna eat some dinner, and we're probably gonna maybe play a little bit of Magic the Gathering, play some board games, and then we're just going to jump into some reading. The books that I'm going to be reading are the Queens of Innisleer. I'm going to see about trying to finish Uprooted. If you watched last week's vlog, you know I was not enjoying Uprooted as much as I would have hoped, but I want to finish it. I've heard good things about the second half. I heard the second half's way better. So Queens of Innisleer, Uprooted, those are my two adult fantasy books. Then I'm also rereading Shadow and Bone, the first book in the Grisha trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. And I have set up a buddy read for that and for Queens of Innisleer in the app Byzans. So if you're interested in joining in on that and getting to talk spoilers with people in designated sections for individual chunks and whatnot, that's there. I'll have it linked down below. And then I'm going to be reading All Light We Cannot See. If you don't know, my husband and I are doing this thing where we're going to pick one book a month, and we're going to each read that book but not talk to each other about it until the end of the month, and then talk about it on camera. But you guys get to see our thoughts because we'll have inserted our thoughts throughout vlogs during this month. So you get to know how we're feeling about it, but we don't know how the other person feels about it. And all I'll say so far is that I can tell that Sean is really liking it. He's not hidden that very well. I can tell he likes it a lot, but I don't know beyond that. I am going to get some filming done because I want to try to bulk film before our readathon starts, and then we're going to start the readathon. Now that I'm done talking, you calm down? Ugh, you're such a little princess. Oh.
Hello, Elliot Brooks Nation. This is Sean and Luna. We are picking up some pizza, or we just picked up some pizza from the world famous Little Caesars. And tonight we are doing a readathon. And I have about 100 pages left to go in All the Light We Cannot See. So I'll talk about that for just a minute, just kind of update you guys. I still really like it, which I think is probably pretty obvious from the first time we talked about it. But just kind of talk about some things. I don't want to spoil anything. Writing style. I like it. Writing style, it's a big thing for me. I wouldn't say in this book it's very complex, but there are moments that are really beautiful, or there are moments that are contrasting to that. They're kind of short, to the point sentences. If there's something like that's a big deal happening, it kind of like brings it back down to earth. Like, oh yeah, this is World War II. Things aren't very good. I think she's eating something. Hey, what she got? I don't know. She's looking to eat something. What up, pup? Anyways, still enjoying it. I I like to either use the Kindle highlight feature, or if I'm reading a physical book, I just type out a quote on Goodreads for the update, and that's usually a good barometer of how much I'm enjoying something, or how much I'm enjoying the writing style at least. So this one, I think I'm currently at 10 quotes. That's pretty good. So, and that's actually higher than I thought it was. I only had like 4 or 5, so clearly I can't count, and I like the writing style more than I realized. As for other things I'll be reading during the readathon, I'm guessing I'm going to finish All the Light We Can't See. I'm going to start linking in The Bardo by George Saunders, which looks pretty weird, looks pretty out there, but I am looking forward to it. As far as I can tell, Willie Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's son, real in history, he died, and this is a kind of, it's an account of him in purgatory, if I understand right, and there's a huge cast of ghosts and spirits, so that should be interesting. My first George Saunders, and I don't expect to get through that whole book, so that's probably it. If I want to switch it up, I'll probably go back to Muse of Nightmares. I do need to finish that book. I'm probably like a little over a third of the way through from audiobook listening, but my library, I ran out of days with the audiobook, and now there's like a 3-week waiting period, so that's not cool. So I have to read it instead of audiobook it.
Alright, so it's a little bit past 9 o'clock now, and I'm officially going to start my part of the readathon. I had to get the video for Saturday ready. It's about cliffhangers. There's the list of books. So by the time this vlog goes up, that video will be up if you want to watch something about cliffhangers. I started Queens of Innisleer. I haven't gotten very much into it. I've only gotten about 25 pages in. The audiobook narration is Kate Redding, who does Stormlight Archive, for those of you that have listened to that at all. And the beginning is, it's pretty artsy, not over the top artsy, but I liked it. It was different, and I thought it was cool. It definitely didn't make me feel connected to anybody initially. I just kind of was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But now we're starting to get to some characters, and it feels like we're getting a little bit more of them. So I'm gonna keep reading. Hopefully I'll get more connected to the characters, and then I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Are you getting belly rubs, Luna Bear? Yay! Oh, so cute. Your little grunty grunts. Good night, Luna Bear. Good night, little girl. I love you. Okay. I'll see you in the morning. Oh, grunty grunt. Yeah.
Morning, everyone. It's Saturday morning. Really quick final thing about All the Light We Cannot See. I finished it last night, and I have to say, while it still remains a 5-star read for me, if you read it, or this isn't really a spoiler, but the book, is broken up into different parts. Part 12 and Part 13 seem pretty unnecessary to me. Kind of felt like the third Lord of the Rings movie, where there's like 5 different endings, and you think, oh, that's the end of the movie. And then there's like another scene, and you're like, oh, okay. And even while I was reading it, I was like looking at the amount of pages left, I'm like, I feel like the story's kind of done. I wonder what's going to happen. And I personally just wish it finished at Part 11, but that's just my opinion. I'm sure there are people who have different opinions. But yeah, Part 12, Part 13, not exactly my jam. I kind of liked There's some side characters that you hear from in the last two parts that I kind of would have rather it had remained a mystery. But all in all, I still give 5 stars, but maybe with like the caveat that the ending, I was like, I also predict that Elliot will not like the ending. We'll see. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure she'll be like, get on with it. Hello. I'm drinking coffee, and this mug says I'm not weird. I'm limited edition. That can be applied to Lincoln and the Bardo. It's not weird, but it is interesting. We'll say that. I'm enjoying it though. But it's also very touching.
Camera's over here.
Touching.
So I got to page 88 in this book, which not very far, but the hubby went to sleep, switched to drawing on my iPad and listening to an audiobook, and the audiobook reads kind of slow, but that's all right. I got fairly into it, and I'm definitely liking it more now. It has the potential, I think, to be really good and really interesting because there's a lot of complexities within the family. So if you like familial drama, I think that you're definitely getting that with this. But again, not that far in, so we will see where it goes. Here's the remnants of my breakfast. I had 2 tiny little vegan mini muffins. They're chocolate chip. They were delicious. My hair is really dirty, so I think I'm gonna go wash my hair. I wash my hair, I don't know, once every 1 to 2 weeks. And it's getting pretty gross. So I think I'm gonna wash my hair, and then I'm gonna get back into cozy clothes, maybe even back into bed, and read some more. Here are our outfits for the day. We have some gray and white sweatpants and a Yosemite long sleeve shirt. And then over here we have peachy colored sweater, hoodie, with some shorts that I wouldn't really wear in public because they're a little short. But I'll have a blanket to keep me cozy in the house. So here, we're very height of luxury and clearly very fashionable. You comfortable, Luna Bear? All right, we're showered, we're clean and cozy, played some Magic. Now we're gonna get back into reading. I'm gonna finally start All the Light We Cannot See. I was supposed to start it way earlier in the week, but Sean has finished it. So I'm gonna start now, and then I think I'm going to take a break from Queens of Innisleer and read some more Shadow and Bone. I read the prologue, and I was like, this is better than I remember, because everybody hates on it. Not the prologue, people just hate on the book, but I don't know. I think off to a decent start. We'll see. Maybe as I get into it, I'll be like, oh yeah, okay, I get it. Very committed to this readathon because we door-dashed at Chick-fil-A, and it's literally in the shopping center right behind our neighborhood. But we're committed. We're trying to stay in and just read as much as we can and eat yummy food and drink yummy, what we call soda drinks. We drink these all the time, and I legitimately kind of want them to sponsor me. I drink these a lot. I don't really drink anything but water, and then these now. I don't drink coffee or anything, but it's got caffeine, so whenever I want a little boost of energy, which is all the time because I wish I didn't have to sleep, then I drink these. Hey guys, I just wanted to check in on some of the reading that I've been doing. We had to leave the house for a little bit because we had to run some errands. We got some dog food for Luna Bear, and then we stopped by Natural Grocers. I needed to pick up more of the little vegan muffins I like to eat for breakfast, and these are them for anyone that's interested. They are delicious. They have them in different flavors. I know this is really random, but they're great. And the chocolate chip ones are my favorite, but they have cornbread ones that are also really delicious. And then for those of you that like blueberry, they have blueberry also. I also wanted to mention that there are these candy bars, which they're not good for you, but they are kind of cool. The company itself seems really cool because the profit, a percentage of the profit that they make goes toward helping endangered animals, which is pretty cool. So the chocolate itself, the different candy bars are also so delicious. Oh my gosh, the sea salt one is very good. If you like sweet with your chocolate, then their hazelnut one is probably more your thing. But if you like that hint of saltiness in your sweets, then the sea salt almond one, so good. Anyway, updating you on the books, All the Light We Cannot See. I am not very far. I'm only 50 pages in, but I can't talk about it at the moment because Sean is right there. I can tell you I'm 50 pages in, and also takes place in France. And my half-sister had given me a bookmark that's literally from France. She got this when she was there. So it felt very fitting. And then I am 100 pages into Shadow and Bone. And so far, I am enjoying it still. I wasn't sure how I would feel once I started this reread because of the fact that, you know, sometimes your tastes change. The more you start to read of a specific genre, the more that when you reread something, you kind of are more critical of it. Ultimately, I would say that my experience reading this it's been pleasant. I've been enjoying it. I do think that the dialogue feels kind of modern. I have gotten used to fantasy books having a more formal feeling with the dialogue. To me, the Grisha trilogy, it comes across more like the younger end of young adult, and then the Six of Crows duology feels like the older end. So I've got 100 pages into Shadow and Bone, 50 pages into All the Light We Cannot See, and then about 90 pages into The Queens of Innisleer. With The Queens of Innisleer, I am enjoying it, but I do think that it's quite description heavy with the scenery and random things that people are encountering, and all of that's fine. And if you like the more classic fantasy that leans toward that, I think the way something like Wheel of Time, I would say, is very description heavy. They are really nice descriptions, and they're very lush, and they're well written, and some of the choices that she uses for certain ways of describing things are not what I would instinctively think to use, but I like it. But I am the kind of reader that I'm way more character driven, and so sometimes those moments for me, it makes it slower to get through. And I definitely think the beginning is introducing you to a lot of complexities within this family. We have these three sisters that are all very different, but all very interesting. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to root for one or the other, because there's three of them. I think that's a good thing. I think you're supposed to feel differently toward these characters and not really necessarily love one over the other, which I'm liking, because that means I don't really want bad things to happen to any of them, but I think something bad's going to happen probably to most of them. We'll see.
I'm reading Lincoln in the Bardo. This book is interesting. The format is strange. You can see that. All those little words there. That's who's talking. And that's most of the book. For those of you not in the know, this book is about Willie Lincoln, the son of Abraham Lincoln, who died. But in this, after his death, he becomes a ghost. He talks to other ghosts in a graveyard while Abraham Lincoln mourns over his body. So if that sounds like a good time, check it out.
Go with me, Luna Bear. Hi. Oh. Good morning. Hello.
Hey guys, now that it is Monday, I thought I would update you on the reading for this last weekend. I didn't actually end up reading anything on Sunday because I had to teach a little bit. For those that don't know, I teach private violin lessons. So I had to teach a little bit. And then afterwards, my friend Joshana, whose channel I'll link down below, she's delightful. She invited me over. So I hung out with her for a little bit. Hey, Lily.
Hi. Hello. You're so cute.
And then when I came home, I was a little burnt out on reading from Saturday, even though I didn't even end up reading that much. I was very unsuccessful with truly doing this as a readathon because I kept being like, all right, do you want to take a break and then play some Magic the Gathering? Or do you want to take a break and get some food? Or I just kept wanting to do other things. I don't know. I need to do it again. I need to try another readathon because I wasn't as committed probably as I should have been. A little bit, I'm going to blame that on the books that I chose. Still my fault. But the books that I chose for this readathon, 2 of the 3 are not the fastest reads, and that's not to say they're bad by any means. It's just they're slower paced. Queens of Venice is an incredibly slow start. I'll get into All the Light We Cannot See in a sec now that Sean's not here. But if I had stuck to most of the books being like Shadow and Bone, I probably would have read way more, and not just because they're a little faster and easier to get through, but also literally there are far less words per page. The spacing's really big, things like that. So I ended up reading a lot more of this one very quickly because it was so easy to get through, and if I had picked other books like that, I probably would have been better off. Finally updating you though on All Light We Cannot See since John's not here. So read first 50 pages of it, and not getting into spoilers, just gonna kind of chat overall thoughts. The book is very interesting in how it's set up, and it's definitely covering a serious subject matter because it's taking place during World War II, and it's not a story that starts off extremely character driven. It feels very cinematic. There's definitely this sense of disconnect, I find, between the narration and what's happening. And this makes for a very interesting reading experience because it's not something where I feel like I'm putting myself in the character's shoes and then I'm experiencing everything. I'm watching these people experience something, and sometimes I'm literally being told what's going on in the world as a chapter, not really relating to the characters at all. It's just here's a view of what's going on in the world. It's very interesting in that sense, and I don't dislike it. I'm just finding that it makes for a slower read, but I am enjoying it. The thing that I have been most invested in so far, the little girl, there's a character who is a little girl, and she loses her sight. That's not a spoiler. It's like what the book's basically about. And her struggle with trying to be able to manage now that she can't see, and the relationship she has with her father. Oh, that part was emotional. It's not even, I don't think, the thing that makes this book emotional, but I have such a soft spot for characters having good relationships with parental figures. I don't want to call it a trope in this case because I don't want to say like he's relying on this plot device to make me care, but I just, that, I'm going to go ahead and call it a trope even though I don't want to. That trope I am such a sucker for, and seeing it in this book, now I'm scared that I'm going to get really worked up later. I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm nervous. Anyway, I thought I'd go ahead and end this vlog by letting you know what I'm planning on reading once I'm done with these books. So Shadow and Bone, very easy to get through, like I said. So I'm hoping to finish that tonight or tomorrow. And then you notice there's a lack of Uprooted in this video. I've been putting it off because I'm not feeling it. But I do want to finish Uprooted, and then hopefully I can finish Queens of Venice. All the Light We Cannot See, I'm going to take my time with. I'm going to really enjoy. Poor Sean is going to have to wait even longer to talk to me about it. But once I'm done with those other books, and then I've continued this one a little bit, I think I'm going to really commit, finally, to The Lies of Locke Lamora. I mentioned that I picked up the physical book, and I wasn't loving the writing style, so I'm going to try the audiobook. Then I think I want to do a formal review for the first arc of Vinland Saga, so I think I'm going to kind of pick up Vinland Saga again. You guys know I love Vinland Saga. It is so good. It's about some Vikings. That's all I'll say. It's great. It's so good. Anyway, though, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.